This is a really short video on how to do Ujjayi breathing, which is the traditional yogic breathing practice that we do while we do things like Vinyasa yoga, Ashtanga yoga, and in fact any kind of yoga you can practice this breath. It helps to build internal heat and it's really quite relaxing. It brings us into rest and digest mode, so it's a nice thing to practice even if you're not doing any of the physical poses in yoga and you just want to relax at the end of the day or start the day right, or just come into your body and be a little bit more present. So all you need really is something to sit on. I think this is a really good way to practice Ujjayi breath, is to sit on a block, or if you've got a book, and just sit on that. It can be anything really, as long as you're sort of comfortable in a kneeling position. And then just lift the sit bones, draw them back a little bit so there's a little bit of a curve in your lower back and you feel pretty settled on the block. And you can just place your hands on your lap, and we'll just begin by breathing up and down the length of the spine and trying to even out the breath. So your inhale and your exhale are kind of even. So closing your eyes, as you breathe in, sit up as tall as you can and feel the crown of the head rising up. And then as you breathe out, just feel the sit bones coming into the block and grounding down. Inhaling, the crown of the head kind of rises. Imagine your spine is decompressing. And as you exhale, the sit bones soften down and you feel more grounded through the lower back and the lower spine. So this just helps us to feel settled in the center of our body, and evening out the breath is part of Ujjayi breathing. Ujjayi means victorious breath, by the way. It's a nice thing to think, victory breath. So once we've started to focus on the breath coming up and down the length of the spine, let's now count our breath. So we'll take an inhale for 5 counts. So inhaling for 5 through the nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little pause at the end of the inhale, and then exhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little pause at the end of the exhale, and then inhaling for 5, little pause, and then exhaling for 5, little pause, inhaling, and exhaling. Let's do one more. And so this is great practice for Ujjayi breath. We bring that evenness to the breath. We notice the little pauses at the beginning and the end of the breath, which helps us to be really mindful and present. And now we're going to add that sound that's really distinctive for Ujjayi breath. And we do that by narrowing the vocal cords. And this kind of lets the breath come in and out a little bit more slowly and kind of controls the flow of breath. But it also creates that soft sound. Sounds a little bit like a wave rolling out the shore, or it's a bit like, this sounds very old school, you remember when you clean a CD? Maybe not. You clean a CD by breathing steam on it, so it's kind of like a sound. And then you clean the CD or the piece of glass or whatever. So it's that kind of breathy exhale that we're looking for. But the inhale and the exhale is still through the nose. And you can make that sound on the inhale and the exhale as well, but you'll probably hear it more on the exhale. So we'll begin by just lengthening through the back of the neck. And actually you can drop your chin down just a little bit to practice this, and this helps you to feel like you're closing up a little bit the vocal cords. Draw the lower part of your jaw back a little bit as well. So let's try the same counting down of 5 counts, inhale, 5 counts, exhale. But this time trying to replicate that sound. So let's try inhaling for 5. Pausing. Exhaling for 5. Pausing, inhaling for 5, trying to create that sound and feel that texture in the breath. Pausing, exhaling for 5. Pausing. Let's try 3 more. It starts to feel like a wave swelling on the inhale, and you can try lifting the top of the sternum as you breathe in. And then on the exhale, feel the wave rolling out from the shore. And you could try engaging the pelvic floor very slightly. And this helps us to connect to something called the bandhas, which in yoga is an energetic valve. So this is kind of keep the energy in. So we're generating heat with the Ujjayi, and then we use the bandhas to kind of keep that energy in. But that's another video. But I hope you enjoyed this little short video. It's just a little bit of a guide almost to help you if you wanted to sit and practice Ujjayi. But it's just such a relaxing thing to do on its own. Pranayama in yoga, or the breathing practices in yoga, are incredibly important part of yoga as a practice. And you'll find the more you practice breathing exercises, the more you realize how much it affects your physiology, but also your mental and emotional state as well. So it's really, really worth doing. Super relaxing. So I hope you enjoyed this. Happy Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you for tuning in.